My Voice of Truth and Reason commentary a few moments ago, I talked about Dr. Anthony Fauci and what he had to say about football, and it's not what football fans want to hear. I can tell you that. According to Dr. Fauci, the problem with virus shedding is that if I have it in my nose area and it sheds and I wipe my hand against my nose, now it's on my hand, and I touch my chest or my thigh, then it's on my chest, or football players on every single play, and that's the perfect setup for spreading. I would think that an infected football player on the field, a middle linebacker, a tackle, whoever he is, as soon as they hit the next guy, the chances are that the shedding the virus will be all over that person also. I just, the way that thing spreads, I just don't know how you can do that. But that's Dr. Fauci.
I can't remember if you and I talked about this. I think we did. You can ask professional players to make a decision on something like that, and they can decide whether it's worth the risk, whether the money makes it worth the health risk, and certainly their extended families would also be, a consideration in there. Can you ask college kids to go do the same thing for
No, because all they're making is playing for the honor of their school and to get a letter, but they're not playing it because they're not 100% of them will be going pro. So they don't have that money factor involved in their decision.
Right. So they're not being compensated money-wise right now the way an NFL player would be, and certainly I don't think they're not represented by a union that if some players felt their health was at risk and decided they didn't want to play, they might very likely be pushed aside and another high school All-American put in their place. So there's a lot of things to consider. I know everyone feels like football, because we just came off the draft and we saw things, people getting excited about their team, who their team picked, and we saw the commissioner, and we heard people talking about the schedules released. We hear all that and we think just logically the season's going to happen. I think there's a lot more to consider before we get down to that path.